What's up, YouTube fans? Today I'm reviewing the X-Transbots Deathwish, their version of Deadend. So here we have the box. Pretty cool little art. All their boxes have been kind of neat like this. Very slim and slender packaging. They've been really tightening up on their packaging to make it very compact. But you got an image there. You got kind of this lightning thing here. I believe it all binds together, but here's on the top, not much there, just the figure. Here's a render. Here's that tech spec thing, although you don't get the thing to read the tech spec. And here's another weird saying, none can destroy iron, but its own rust can. Whatever that is. So that's it for the box. And here we have the figure. So it comes in vehicle mode. This is a pretty nice vehicle mode. I'll kind of go over the features. It does roll really nicely. It's nice and hefty and heavy. It feels really good in your hands. I wish the color was a little bit more dark maroon. It's more of a pinkish hue. In fact, my daughter saw this and she was like, "Hey, you have a pink Transformer. Is that for me?" I'm like, "No, this is not for you. And it's not supposed to be pink. It's supposed to be maroon." But it is a kind of a pinkish metallic. By the way, I'm going to talk about that in a second. There's a little blemish there. But other than that, really nice looking vehicle mode. Here's the rear. Those headlights look really good. Let's just take a quick look at the G1 cartoon. And I think this is pretty darn close to the G1. I wish it was a little bit darker. Kind of reminds me of how I felt when they got Crack Up. Crack Up was a little weird because it was that off-white color. And we're going to take a look at those vehicles. But I think he's pretty good with the G1 cartoon. So just taking a look up close, you've got those nice clear translucent headlights. They do light up. I don't have the batteries for them. They're kind of a weird battery. I did that myself, so that didn't come that way. That's my fault. I'll talk about that in a minute. Got some cat hair there. Here's the side. Nice painted wheels, rubber tires, and those feel pretty good. Oops. Some nice turn signals on the side here, painted. On the rear, you got the nice painted taillights and the painted exhaust, which is nice because it's on this bottom panel, so it makes it look like it's not so obtrusive. And here's the bottom. You don't see much. Everything's pretty hidden. So all in all, pretty good looking vehicle mode. I really do like it. Here he is with his other friends from the Stunticons, and they definitely look good together. I think this is a good set, all in all. So you do get the look. Actually, these two have the guns on them, so let's put this gun. Here's the gun. It is painted, which is nice. They've actually painted all of these, which is really good. It does plug into the back there. That's pretty much all it does. It's a little loose, but it's okay. I mean, at least you have a place to mount it. So there you go. There he is with his two. Now, we haven't had the third one out yet, so we'll see when he comes along. And I think that looks good. Let's just get those guys out of the picture for a minute. You do get these rubberized rear view mirrors. They gave me two right rear view mirrors, which sucks because there's no way to fix it. Anyway, so I guess we're not using the rear view mirrors. That's kind of dumb. I don't know why they did that. You do also have one other option, which is to remove this. So here's the rear with the spoiler. It does kind of move up and down. And you can also just kind of pull it out. It's nice and, it's not, doesn't feel like it's going to break. They're pretty sturdy. There he is without the spoiler. I like it with the spoiler. Honestly, I know it's not cartoon accurate. At least a couple of holes there, but I like the spoiler. I think it looks good. And a lot of people say they want the cartoon look, but I think it looks fine with it. It's good looking vehicle mode. Those plugged in there. And that looks good. I don't remember this vehicle had these, but at least on the G1 cartoon he didn't have those. So that's really it for vehicle mode. I am a little disappointed with these rear view mirrors since they gave me two of the same side. So I'm not going to put those in. His counterparts did have rear view mirrors on both. So that's really it for vehicle mode. Let's get this guy transformed. Oh, sorry. He does come with a couple other things. He does come with his booklet here. So it's pretty good instructions, actually. Honestly, I was pleasantly surprised that this is very well written. It's easy to understand. I didn't have any problems. And then here is the collector's card, still in its plastic. I don't think I took the other two out either. With his stats here. Good looking card. So that's really it for the vehicle mode and the accessories. I don't have the batteries for these, so you can, as you take this apart, you can change out the batteries, but since we don't have them, I'm not going to do that. I can show you once we get to that point in the transformation, and I will show you also how that happened because I did that. It's nothing to do with the transformation or the figure. That was totally my fault. So first thing you want to do is split it, and that's really easy to do. It does have a transformation joint right there that allows it to split. All right, so just leave it down like that. And then you want to kind of open up this front panel here, and you want to kind of separate this whole top piece. You just want to pull them away. There's two tabs on each side. And then you can kind of separate the entire top piece and fold it down. Fold these. I like to fold these a little bit just to get enough clearance to fold this up. Okay, so now you've got that all folded away. I do love the transformation on this, and I'm going to show that, but it's very nicely done. I love the new X-Transbots transformations. All right, now you're going to pull this arm out here. It does have a little tiny panel right there, so you're going to pull that away and out from there. And you can just kind of get that folded upwards and outwards like that. Same on this side. Pull it inwards and then pull it back outwards, and just leave those there for now. Those will sit there just fine. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is take care of these panels here. So fold the glass in like that. Then you can separate these. Now these are on sliders. You do want to be careful. This one's a little bit thicker, so as you push this one up, it's pretty easy. But this one's on a very thin piece of plastic, so just be gentle. Push it down gently until it reaches the bottom. And then that should fold on top of the other one. Okay, just like that. Same with this side. Push this one all the way up. Make sure you have that folded all the way in. And those should fold flat. Then push this down, and that should fit on top. So you should see it kind of fit right in the groove. There's a groove right there. And that panel should fit right in the groove. So if you don't have it in the groove, then you didn't do something right. Okay, so just turn this around for now. And all of this is gonna collapse onto his back. So let's first take care of the arms. So fold these in. Fold this up, and then fold this entire thing down so that that tab fits on it. Same thing on this side. Fold this up, and then fold this down, and now you get the arms kind of situated. These are pretty easy. You're just going to kind of fold this together, and it's going to fit. You see that tab fits right in there. It doesn't really lock together, but it's pretty tight, so it's fine. Same on this side. You're going to fold this up, fold this down, and that forms the arm. You should have these folded downwards. You can turn the head around now, and there's your head. Now you can take care of this whole backpack. So basically, make sure you have this backpack kind of folded outwards. Pull this up, and these two tabs are going to fit into here and here. So that's what you want to do. Make sure you're not scratching this with this. So kind of fold that down. Now you can push it together, and you can see how it does. It's basically going to go in there. And it also, the top there, the head popped off here, but this neck panel is also going to fit in right there. Okay, so you can see how that came together, and the neck panel kind of popped into the top. Everything kind of fits together very nicely. So pull this down, rotate this piece around. Actually, now I can show you. So here's the screw. If you take out that screw, you can pull off this front bumper piece. I'm not going to do it, but I had that screw out. You know, I instead of unscrewing it there, I stupidly unscrewed it on this side. Don't do that because you'll scratch up your paint. Now, obviously, I'm going to put a Decepticon logo to cover up that scratch right there. So it's not going to be a big issue, but just don't be dumb. Make sure you unscrew it on this side. There's plenty of clearance there. Okay, so fold it like that. Now this is going to fold down. You'll see there's two little tabs right here. Very ingenious, and those are going to fit right on top of the roof and kind of, you know, fit together. So fold that so it's flat on top, and then these two tabs on both sides are going to tab in. And it's very secure. Nice secure backpack. I'm really impressed with the design there. Okay, so now that you got that all squared away, now we can take care of the legs. Okay, so split these apart. The legs are definitely tricky, so you do want to be careful. So first thing is fold out this panel. Oh, I'm sorry. First thing is fold out this panel here. You can just get a fingernail in there. You can pop that open. Same thing on the side. Pop that open. Okay. Now you can flip this panel up, and this is where I don't like this transformation, but you want to get this leg all the way out here. And what you want to make sure is this hip skirt is folded flat. If it's not, it can catch. It can catch right here, and you could either break this or break this. So make sure it's inside there, it's folded flat, and it made its way underneath. Okay. Now that you have it flat like this, you can open this up. It's a little tricky. You gotta maneuver it around some stuff, but you can get it open. Actually, you're better off kind of folding both of these out to the side. That'll give you the clearance. Okay. So there's the leg folded out, and I love the way this transforms. So fold this panel up, and that just sits right there. Fold this panel down, and that's going to sit inside. This is the foot right here. Fold that out. You can just use your nail pull out this little, I don't have any nails, so you don't need much nails, which is good. If you need a tool, you could use a tool, but fold the foot out, and now this, you can see this whole how it's going to come together. Push the wheel in, make sure you have this panel all the way out, and now this is going to collapse in. You can see a little tab there. It's going to fit into that hole here, and you should feel it just click in, and then you're going to fold this heel spur down. I'm not a huge fan of the heel spur, but it's fine. It's okay. That's one leg done. So the other leg is pretty much the same. I'm going to do it a lot faster since I just showed you how to do it. Fold that open. Make sure you got this all the way to the side. And fold that down. It doesn't feel great, but it's okay. Fold the foot down. Now you can see there's a little bit of chipping there. I'm not sure how that happened. That was there the first time I transformed it, so I'm not sure where it came from, but feel like that was there from the factory. It's not a big deal. Fold it out, fold this in, make sure you get the tab in there, and then fold down the heel spur. So we're pretty close here. Fold the ab crunch down. And there you have Deathwish, all transformed up into robot mode. And he is a really, really good looking figure. So taking a look at the details here, he's got a nice painted head sculpt here, the visor and the face plate. Painted chest, all white, gray, and the purple, that's all paint, black. Really nicely done. A lot of paint on this guy, pretty much everywhere. This is die cast here, the legs, just like the other two. You also have die cast feet. I mean, really, really, really well done. I love the design of this robot. These hip skirts do feel a little flimsy, especially in transformation. You almost feel like you're running into these and they're going to break. But so far, I haven't had an issue. Not been an issue. Here's the back, very clean, very nice. You know, pretty flat backpack. Everything kind of folds up. That does look cartoon accurate. Speaking of cartoon accurate, let's take a look at the G1 cartoon. And I think, you know, we'll see this is pretty darn close. I love the look of this. I think it's a very well done dead end. Just taking a look close here, you do have nicely detailed legs. It's kind of all filled in there. The way they have these panels folding, it just completes the look. There's no gaps or holes. There's a little bit of gap in the middle there where you can see through, but I don't really care about that. And that's kind of the same thing we had with a couple other figures we've seen before. So I really love this guy. Let's just bring him in with his buddies here. So here he is with Wild Rider and Breakdown. I think it was Crack Up and whatever his name was. And they look good together. I think Flip Out was his name. They look really good together. It's a very good set. Let's give him his gun since we haven't done it yet. And it fits in just like every other standard Masterpiece. There he is with his gun. And these three look awesome together. I love the look of these guys. They just, they're such a good team. I mean, they have got, everybody's different. But it's a good team. They have a good aesthetic together. All right, let's take a look at his articulation here. His head is on a ball-jointed swivel. It does come off pretty easily. This part does swivel, but you don't really need it. So I'm not sure why they incorporated that. I mean, the head does swivel on its own. So you got a really good up, a little bit of down, and the side to side, so plenty of movement there. You don't really need that second joint, but it's there if you need it. The shoulders do go up all the way to there, just because of the joint that's there for transformation. So you can get the shoulders way up like that. They do rotate all the way around at the bicep, and you have another joint here all the way out. So crazy articulation on that. So you do get a double jointed elbow, plenty of movement there. The hand does rotate, although I have the gun in there, so let's show you this one. The hand does rotate. You get a single pinned knuckle there for that hand. You do get a waist rotation. You get a nice ab crunch all the way down. It is ratcheted up to there. After that, it kind of falls off. It's a very thin piece of plastic, and actually that's the release for combine mode, because you're gonna take this apart. But it doesn't feel great, and I don't know. I feel like this is gonna break at some point. And actually, this release is pretty hard to get apart, so I don't know. I'm worried that this joint's gonna break. There you go. So there's the combiner joint. So he does break into two for combine mode, but we haven't really seen how this thing's going to combine with. We don't have the Motor Master yet, so we don't really know. But so far, that's kind of what we've got. All right, so continuing on, you do have hip skirts on the side and the back. It goes all the way up, just like the other ones, all the way back, all the way out. So plenty of movement there. Pretty squeaky in there. You do have a bend at the knee, but it is a little bit hindered by this rear spoiler. So take out the spoiler, you get all the way up to there. It's double jointed, so it's a joint in there, and then there's another joint in there. So you can get it plenty of motion, and it is ratcheted, so there's no hindrance there. I don't have any problem. I think you could just leave this in there. It's not causing any problems. All right, you do have a rotation cut joint at the thigh. You do have a nice ankle tilt, back and forth, a toe tilt, and ankle pivot. So pretty much anything you would want, just like the other two. It really does have all the articulation you would possibly need. So final thoughts wise, this is a solid release from X-Transbots, just like these other two. I think they did a great job. I know people are going to ask me for this, so I'm going to show it. Here is the Fans Toys Motor Master. He obviously is way bigger, and this whole set's going to be way bigger, so it doesn't make sense in this context, but it do look great together. I'm very excited for the Fans Toys versions. So I highly recommend it. If you've already started on the set, then great. If you haven't, I think it's a good indicator that they're going to have really good bots. Now all of these are good in robot mode, so if you're gonna get Fans Toys for combined mode, and we don't know any, both companies, this is our first combined figure, so we don't know which either one is going to be any good. But at least in robot mode, these have been excellent. So, and especially at the price point, you know, the $60 or $70 for each of these, they're very good. They feel like high quality, high posability, good paint, everything you would want in a figure. They're definitely going to be able to compete with the Fans Toys. I think they're on par or you know, similar to that level of figure. So that's really it, guys. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.